In this week's hot sheet, we have a multifamily lot for 110,000, a house in Coral Harbor for 299,000, and a house in Albany for $20 million. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Matt Sweeting, and this is another episode of The Hot Sheet. It's a series where we go through properties that I think appeal to people that are actively looking in the market right now. Properties that have just hit the market and I think are perfect for you. If you want to stay tuned, we have about 20 listings on the list this week. You definitely want to stay tuned for this. Let's jump right into it. I'm Matt Sweeting, president and real estate broker of REMAX Bahamas, and this week we're reviewing 20 listings that I've curated to be the best of the 48 listings that were available on the hot sheet that I think are going to appeal to you. Let's take a look. All right, we're going to start with the lot on Blueberry Hill. It's the multifamily lot that I referenced in the intro, and it's 110,000. Now, listen, I appreciate that this is not in the most desirable area. It's in the Blueberry Hill area. This is in the Fox Hill constituency. Um, but 7,000 square feet, you could easily build a duplex, triplex here. And so again, if you were looking for a multifamily lot, it's found you. Blueberry Hill is available right now. Next property on the list is going to be Haven Road, a pretty sizable lot, of 10,000 square feet, a lot in the Chippenham area for 135,000. You know, what we're seeing in this market is that multifamily properties are few and far between, and it's so hard to find the exact property that you're looking for. We're finding that buyers in this market have to wait somewhere to the tune of about 3 to 9 months to really find their perfect property. And that's in a best case scenario. Let's keep it moving. The next property on the list is a property in Nassau Village, 144,000. This is a 4 bedroom, 2 bath. Again, you know, my personal take is if the money was right now, I would be buying every single property in what we call the inner city, and some people might call it the ghetto, because there's going to be a shift over the next 5 to 10 years, and we're going to see what we would have considered the middle to upper class now needing to rent in these communities because rent is going up so high. And so there's a tremendous opportunity for someone with foresight, with liquidity, to really jump on these opportunities like this. I would potentially offer something aggressive on this. It would need to be closer to one, um, low ones for me to be interested. But again, when we look at a property like this, and I'll just scroll through some of the photos, I see good bones, meaning that the structural walls seem to be sound, right? Um, I see additional rental income potential, right? Um, and I see opportunity. And so I appreciate that that's not everyone's cup of tea. Again, you know, obviously a factor that goes into that is what's the long-term ROI potential. But again, if we just round the numbers on it, let's assume you put I'm going to say 40,000 into it, right? I'm going to offer 100. And if you're making an offer on this, you to get the best bang for your buck, you use cash, right? And that might mean you and a family member get together, or family members get together and buy a property like this. Um, you put 40 into it, you offer 100, so now you're all in at 140, right? There are 2 units there. Let's assume each unit could rent for $1,000. It's a 4 bedroom, so each will be a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. If you could rent a 2 bedroom, 1 bath for 800, 900, $1,000, you're at $2,000. Again, you cannot get a duplex anywhere in the country for 140,000. And so that's what you would have been able to achieve. That would be the equivalent of a 260, a $270,000 duplex in quote unquote more desirable areas. That would be my play for someone with liquidity right now. But what do I know? I've just been in real estate for 20 years. Let's keep it moving though. Lot 2 Misty Cloud closed, 285,000. This is a triplex, 5 bedroom, 3 bath. Misty is Gardens is located on the Marshall Road area, and I think that's where this is. Let's just go ahead and check the location here. Yeah, so it's in the Marshall Road area. It is a triplex. It needs considerable amount of work. Um, but it has potential. What else is on the list? Dix Point for 360,000. This is a gem. Dix Point numbers And again, this is a community just off of the Montague Beach. So you pass Montague Beach, there are a couple of corners just as you pass Montague Beach before you reach that Fox Hill corner. This is a lot through that corner. This will not last long. Prices, there seems to be some inventory popping back on the market there. Even as we look at this aerial image here, we can see that there are very few opportunities in this community, and so this is a gem. Let's look at the lot details here. The lot details are 10,000 square feet. Um, and so I like this. I like this Dix Point lot for 360,000. A condo in Cable Beach is 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo. Um, Bit of an older, very eccentric looking unit. Um, Gold crown molding, spacious kitchen, tight bedrooms, granite countertops. This is right on the Cable Beach area. Community has a pool. Let's see what the HOA fees are. HOA fees are $225 a month, which is not bad. Um, so it is in a small community off of West Bay Street. There's one roundabout west of Starbucks. Colony closed for $420,000. Let's see how many units this is. This is 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It's a lot of 10,000 square feet, and it's a 4 unit apartment complex in the Colony Close area. I think I actually have a buyer for that. 67242. Whenever you're interested in a property, please be sure to send me the reference number or a screenshot from the video so that I'm going through tons of listings, and so that I could refer to the listing that you're asking about. Send me a screenshot or the reference number, which you can see right here is the reference number. All right. Next on the list is 27 Galleon Bay, Palm Key at 720,000. I really, really like Palm Key just because of how the short-term rental amenity, the short-term rental feature, but also what the developers are doing with in terms of making this an extremely appealing community. They just built a world-class spa within the community. They're building a gym. They got a furniture store. They have a beach club. They have a restaurant. They have beach access. They have a pool. It's a really, really nice community, 24-hour security, next to a food store. It has everything that you could possibly want within a community right there in Palm Key, and it's short-term rental friendly. I like it. I like it a lot. Next on the list is Nelson Road acreage, $950,000. If you're looking for a large lot, you want to do a small development, this could be an opportunity for you. Turtle Villa Dix Point. Again, I was talking about Dix Point numbers going up and the attraction that Dix Point is seeing. Really, really nice property right on the water there in Dix Point. Has a video tour and a 3D floor plan. Why don't we take a look and see what $3.5 million gets you on the eastern waterfront? This property is $3.5 million. Really, really beautiful property. It's interesting that all of the walls are white. There's a lot of white in the property. And again, it leaves it as an open slate for someone who wants to do their own thing. One of the mistakes people oftentimes make when deciding to put their property on the market or even designing a property that they may potentially sell in the future is they do not consider the importance of creating neutrality within the property. And what I mean by that is if you think that you might sell the property, if you do not want to be buried in this house, then it's imperative that you create some elements in the house that have neutral, let's call it neutrality. What I mean by that is that the walls, the finishes, the fixtures, elements of the property need to be either easily convertible back to neutrality or neutral at the outset. Meaning that, one of the properties we looked at in our hot sheet today had gold molding, um, very, very strong accents. We looked at a house a couple of weeks ago that had some very bold built-ins that were eccentric, that were different, that were unique, but they're unique to you. And so when you're deciding to put your property on the market, or when you're moving into a property that could be sold in the future, you may consider being there. It may be a passing property for you. You want to consider those elements in the renovation, in the consideration, in your move-in. Let's keep it moving. Next property on the list is Turtle Cove for $6.2 million. This is in the Old Fort Bay community. Let's take a look and see what the photos looks like within the property. Again, you see at this price point that the people do not skimp, or agents do not skimp on photography, on videography. It is important and essential at this price point. Again, we covered this before that every property in Old Fort Bay is on the canal. It's really nice, light, open floor plan, has a bohemian feel to it. See a lot of straw, a lot of browns. Um, and as I talk about using elements that are neutral, you want to do things that have a neutral element to it. But it's okay to use pops of color in small spaces. And so they have a gray bedroom, again, a neutral color, um, wood hardwood floors. So this house feels very homey. It looks like this was a family that lived here for quite some time, and you can see it feels like a home. It has a lot of good elements to it. Beautiful property at $6.2 million. Let's see what else we got on the list today. I want to come back to our gem. Let's hold off on the $20 million property of the day, and we're gonna jump to 171 Don Nottage. This property, I had a buyer for this, and my buyer just ghosted me. We had made an offer on this, and so this property is back on the market. A lot of people like Don Nottage. Don Nottage is a pretty sought after community. It really feels to me like the Eastern Stapleton. This lot is 150,000. The lot is 7,800 square feet, and it's available now. This lot is located in Venice Bay. Next lot is located in Venice Bay. 178,000, 100 by 100. It's a single family lot though. Been on the market for 58 days. And so it's waiting on you. Next property on the list is South Ocean lot for 195,000. Someone asked me about South Ocean recently. Oh, but I think they wanted multifamily. These lots in South Ocean are huge. This lot is 100 by 120, give or take. And the lot is $195,000. Here's a photo of it. So it's right on the strip. A lot of people build estate homes in this community. Really, really nice, stately homes in this community. And this is off of uh just near Frank Watson Boulevard, um, where this community is. This is Hard West. Most people would consider it. Here's the property that I was referring to for 299,000. I think this is a gem in the Coral Harbor area. I absolutely believe it will not last long. So inquire now if you're interested. Here are a couple of photos of what this property looks like. So you can see it does have some age. Again, that's an old age, old school element to our property. But again, it does have crown molding. It does have neutral colors mostly. We step into a bathroom with pink tile. Again, this ages the property. But again, this is a simple fix. It's in a small pocket of the space, and so this is easily rectifiable. Um, and it's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet. This is an exceptionally sized house, and in a good area. The lot is 8,800 square feet. Next property on the list is Bougainvillea for $1.4 million. I thought this was an exceptional price and a good looking property as well. Um, this is in the Grove, West Grove. Let's just confirm where this is. Yep. So we got Go Slow Band right about here. And so this is in that vicinity. Let's take a look at a couple of the photos here. So it definitely has a pool. It's on a corner lot, which is always a good benefit. Let's see where this is. So this is through the street with oh boy, Goodman's Bay Town Center, Goodman's Bay Corporate Center, walking distance to the beach, so it could rent very, very well. Um, oh, I had a client for this house as well. Um, so I'd shown this house before. The layout is kind of funky. I think it has a bedroom in the loft area. Um, but really, really nice property. Interesting. Next property on the list is Old Fort Bay Canal House for $7.6 million. Again, Old Fort Bay is a very, very sought after community. Here are a couple of photos of this property. Sometimes you look at and for me, this is it. Sometimes you look at a property and you really don't see the 7.6 million. Again, the community is very sought after. The lots in here go for I think you're at 2.4 to 3.5 for a lot in this community right now. And so again, that's half of the price right there. Um but in terms of 7 million, you really do not see it in the home. You would expect a lot more. I would like to see a lot more light. I'd like to see a more impressive kitchen. Kitchen's kind of small in my opinion at this price point, especially for the size of the house. Again, you can see they have these built-ins, which are very, very expensive. But this looks to be a very um, shallow cabinetry here. This is giving kind of a butler's kitchen as opposed to a main kitchen, and I don't know if I missed it. Are you curious to see what $20 million gets you in the Bahamas? Well, let's take a look. As we review the hot sheet this week, one of the properties that hit the market is $19.5 million in a sought after community, arguably the top tier community within the Bahamas called Albany Development. It's located in Western New Providence or Southwestern New Providence. And let's take a look and see what $20 million, $19.5 million gets you, courtesy of the Bahamas MLS. So exceptional property. Really, really like the primary photo here. Really, really delightful layout. It's a mix of modern, um, but also colonial as well. Let's take a look and see what these photos look like. Yeah. And so when we talk luxury, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a finished deck. The last property we looked at, the deck seemed to have not been stained, and so the wood was worn. But this is what I expect when we talk luxury. Lots of glass throughout, and so it seems like you could walk out from multiple areas of the home, um, and really, really enjoy outside. $20 million. Beautiful outside. Not a complaint, not a second thought, not a they could have done this better. A backlit bar outside, uh, fully looks to be what appears to be a 15-foot backsplash there. Very, very impressive. Stay in deck, zero entry pool, well, with waterfall edge, hardwood interior, high ceilings, champagne closet, champagne cooler. And there we have some eccentricities, but again, it's in small pockets that could be easily remedied and rectified, right? I'm seeing a theme now that oftentimes when people decide on elements like this at this price point, they oftentimes are doing it in small pockets. Again, so we step from this could almost be two different homes because you go from something that's very, very pop of color, very, very loud, very, very unique, into a main area that's very neutral. Uh, uh, a Calcutta island, all white cabinetry, all white walls, with black wood, a wood element there. Like, yeah, I guess. Um, Very nice, simple, modern kitchen. Again, you see that they have what appears to be a pantry and butler's area there. Two huge, huge kitchen doors. Um, Nice um, theater area, bathroom, game room that overlooks the pool. Elevated, this may be the primary bedroom, very likely. Kids room. I mean, I have no complaints. I think they did such an amazing job all throughout. Next kids room, next room. You could sleep one, two. Wow, that's a lot of. How much room are you expecting? One, this room sleeps six, and it has a aquatic feature where you could crawl over from one bed to the next. That's interesting. Interesting element. This is outside. There's a grill. Beautiful property. I mean, I absolutely have no complaints about it. I'm really thinking I got to check my account and see if this is the kind of property that I'm on the market for this year. Forget Nassau Village. Albany is where it's at. If you're interested, if this is the kind of property that's speaking to you, reach out to me. I'll be glad to show it to you. Um, Again, at this price point, we're talking a very, very qualified and very, very liquid, high net worth individual. But this property is available now.